Hello guys, welcome to Tech Vitals. Today we are going to learn about the disk partitions in Linux. So let me start with what is actually a partition. Well, any storage device, be it hard disks, USB drives, SD cards, or anything with storage space must be partitioned. The unpartitioned drive cannot be used until it contains at least one partition. Partitioning isn't something most users will need to bother with, but you may need to work with the partitions when installing an operating system or setting up a new drive. Many drives come with a single partition already set up, but all storage devices are just treated as a mass of unallocated free space when they contain no partitions. To actually set up a file system and save any files to the drive needs a partition. After creating a partition, the partition is formatted with a file system. In the Linux, the common file systems are ext4 and XFS, while for the Windows, the most common file systems are NTFS or FAT32. So basically, disk partition means dividing that drive into many parts so that each part can be accessed as if it was a separate disk. And in the Linux, when it comes to partition, there are two partitioning layout standards, MBR that stands for Master Boot Record and GPT that stands for GUID Partition Table. Again, GUID means Globally Unique Identifiers. Now, to compare these two standards, MBR is an older or let's say traditional method of disk partitioning, while GPT is a new way of partitioning disk, which is designed to address some of the limitations of the MBR layout. And speaking of the limitations of MBR, MBR only supports drives up to 2 terabytes in size. Using MBR, we can only have up to 4 primary partitions per drive. If you want more than 4 partitions, you will have to replace the primary partition with an extended partition and use that extended partition to create logical partition. Now, what the heck did I just say? I said primary partition, extended partition, and logical partition, right? But what are they? Well, not to worry. We will look at all those partitions when we actually create the partition in our next lesson. Alright? But just keep in mind that using the MBR technique, we can have a maximum of 16 partitions per drive. Now, talking about GPT, it is much better than MBR. It supports the hard drives with way larger amount of size, and we can create up to 128 primary partitions using GPT, and this number could be extended by allocating more space to the partition table. Now, if your hard disk is up to 2 terabytes and if you don't want more than 16 partitions on your hard drive, you can go with MBR method. The commands you need to use for MBR partition are fdisk or cfdisk or partit. But if you want to have GPT partitions, you will use gdisk command. And in the next lesson, we will look at MBR partition using fdisk command. Till then, keep learning. Goodbye.